Thursday night, determined to create trouble here in Central Park. Several of them have told police they have a nickname for creating trouble, going wilding. Because they have a nickname for it, police believe several of them may have been in trouble before. But before now, police never heard that term, going wilding.
We don't see any drug use here. It's very difficult to explain. They just said we're going wilding. And we just haven't, from what I could gather now, we haven't had any indication of this before, or not we're familiar with the term nor what it implies. But in my mind, at this point, it implies that we're going to go raise hell.
When the 33 hit the park, they assaulted an elderly man. Then they spotted a police car and split up into factions. Police say as one faction of 12 raped the jogger, several other factions tore out on a rampage, assaulting many people, although less seriously than the rape victim. Tonight, she lies in critical condition, fighting for life after an attack so severe she lost 3/4 of the blood in her body. But doctors say she appears to have a strong will to live, and that is helping her.
You've certainly got a fighting chance of making a full recovery. If you want to say 50-50, you can say it, but numbers don't mean much in the individual case.
Police have already questioned about 20 youths, most of them ages 14 and 15. Authorities are optimistic there will be many more arrests. In Central Park, I'm Colleen Hunt.
When we come back, a worst-case scenario. What's the plan if there's a huge oil spill at one of our major ports in a big city, where the endangered species could be your neighbors? We'll be right back.
USA Tonight, brought to you by the Remington Smooth and Silky and by American Express.
I lost 7 pounds in 1 week. 7 pounds.
Ultra Slim Fast is making a pledge. Give us a week. We'll take off the weight.
Ultra Slim Fast is so delicious, I never got the munchies and lost 5 pounds in 1 week.
Ultra Slim Fast is low in calories but loaded with great taste and healthy fiber. Have one for breakfast, one for lunch, then a sensible dinner every night.
Losing 4 pounds in 1 week was easy.
And I lost 5 pounds.
Ultra Slim Fast. Give us a week. We'll take off the weight.
Ladies, now you can stop shaving and enjoy beautiful hair-free legs for weeks at a time with the new Lady Remington Smooth and Silky Cordless Rechargeable Hair Removal System. Lady Remington's Smooth and Silky Soft, Hygienic Rotating Roller quickly removes hair below the skin at root level. Revolutionize your shaving habits and enjoy hair-free legs for weeks at a time. Lady Remington Smooth and Silky is the perfect hair removal system.
Your Toyota dealers are running out of room. And you're running out of time, but they still have a record-breaking selection. They're still doing whatever it takes to make your deal. Special late hours, generous trade-ins, low payments. And right now, incentives to dealers on Camry could save you hundreds of dollars. This is the last week and the Toyotas are going fast. See your Toyota dealer now. He'll be the guy standing where a Toyota used to be.
When we make Vine an anti-plaque toothpaste and rinse, we use an exclusive patented formula.
Which includes the sanguinaria root, dental plaque's natural enemy.
In lab tests, sanguinaria has been proven a powerful plaque fighter, effective against 98% of the bacteria that lead to plaque buildup.
98%. Those are pretty dramatic results. Anti-plaque toothpaste, anti-plaque rinse. Viadent with sanguinaria.
If you're going to fight plaque, fight to win.
A U.S. spy plane has crashed in the South China Sea, but its 2 pilots were rescued by helicopter. The SR-71 Blackbird was based in Japan and was flying what is described as a routine mission when it crashed. The cause of the crash, the exact time and location of it, where the plane was going, what it was doing, the Air Force does not release that kind of information about spy planes. Another Exxon spill, this time in Louisiana near Baton Rouge. An Exxon chartered barge carrying waste material rupturing as it was being unloaded, spilling 240,000 gallons of waste water into the Grand River. State environmental officials say there have been reports of dead catfish already in the area of the spill. Exxon cleanup crews are on the scene tonight. The 10 million gallons of oil spilled into Prince William Sound, Alaska 1 month ago started a lethal chain reaction. The ultimate damage, of course, can't be yet measured, and it is almost impossible to imagine the extent of destruction if such a spill occurred in any of the major ports here in the lower 48. Barry Cunningham tonight in search of a safe harbor.
More than 10,000 oil spills are reported in New York Harbor each year. They range from a couple quarts of motor oil flushed down a storm drain to thousands of gallons of petroleum that slop overboard as tankers unload at hundreds of storage tanks along the coastline. The Coast Guard says cleanup crews recover about 178,000 gallons of oil each year from New York waterways. In a worst-case scenario, the oil companies say they're prepared to clean up 1,600,000 gallons of oil in New York Harbor. That's barely a fifth of the crude oil that spilled into Prince William Sound. But the oil companies say the harbor here is too shallow and too narrow to accommodate giant supertankers like the Exxon Valdez, so a spill of that magnitude isn't likely here.
There has never been a spill that has approached 40,000 barrels in New York Harbor since day one. And the largest that I ever heard of was somewhere between 5,000 and 10,000 barrels. Could something larger happen? Yes.
Ed Workowski is in charge of Clean Harbors, a $4 million cleanup co-op sponsored by 8 of the biggest oil companies.
Fundamentally are dependent on booms to contain the oil. In general, you contain it in slow current areas where you do not lose it under or over the boom, etc. As they pick up, we have 6 self-propelled skimming vessels, each of which are capable of picking up 400 gallons a minute.
It certainly could happen in the Port of New York.
The Coast Guard says it can't prevent a major oil spill, only minimize the damage.
If you have a major oil spill, it will get to the shoreline. There is no way that you can contain that much oil that quickly. And so people will be unhappy. Will it be a major disaster? It will certainly have impact.
The Coast Guard says it could call in 10 different cleanup contractors from New Jersey to New England. In addition, U.S. Navy skimmers in Hampton Bays, Virginia could be brought to the rescue. Nevertheless, environmentalists say the states of New York and New Jersey are no better prepared than Alaska was to deal with a major oil spill disaster.
Unfortunately, the regulatory authorities don't have the budget, the resources, the staff to keep up. So as literally hundreds of thousands of gallons are spilled into the metropolitan area every year.
Nevertheless, the oil companies are reviewing their cleanup policies here in the nation's #1 oil port. In New York Harbor, this is Barry Cunningham.
Up next on the Health Beat, little things mean a lot, especially if the little things are in your food.
This evergreen didn't have to die. Just a few cents worth of meracid could have saved it. When evergreens turn sickly yellow, they need more than just fertilizer. They need meracid. You see, ordinary fertilizers just feed, but meracid feeds, ionizes, acidifies to help restore vigor and beauty. And with meracid in your Miracle Grow feeder, you can keep all your evergreens beautiful year-round. It's so easy. Just drop in and spray on. So fast, you'll treat all your plants in minutes.
This is one of 570 million refund locations for American Express traveler's checks. Because now you can get a refund anywhere there's a phone. Hand delivered anywhere you want, virtually anywhere in the world. But remember, only American Express traveler's checks offers this service. So if your bank doesn't carry them, go to one that does. Don't leave home without them.
This is Jack Jones, and I want you to know that if you or someone you love is suffering from the pain of osteoarthritis, there are things that can be done to make living with the disease more bearable. The Arthritis Research Institute of America urges you to see your doctor. He can recommend a treatment plan that can lessen your pain and the chances that the disease will disable you. Do it before those minor aches and pains turn into something major. For more information on living with osteoarthritis, here's who to contact.
The new Chevy Beretta, designed to help you look better, engineered to help you drive better, and priced to let you live better. Not only has the new fuel-injected Chevrolet Corsica LT helped bring down the cost of performance, it's also been designed to handle something many sports sedans can't: your family.
USA Tonight's Health Beat, brought to you by Advil.
There are food fights going on in this country these days, and they're not all in the school cafeteria either. Adults are fighting over things they prefer not to find in their edibles, like insect parts or rat hairs. Tonight, Mark Mooney takes a look at the food you buy. Are consumers getting more than they're bargaining for?
The recent public panic over alar-drenched apples and cyanide-laced grapes has obscured types of contamination long known in farm communities and the Food and Drug Administration. Many of the foods we eat contain bugs and other furry critters.
You wouldn't know a fragment of a rat hair if you saw it. You might think it was just part of the product.
The FDA has published a guide that actually details the acceptable levels of insect parts, rat hair, and mammalian excrement in foods ranging from apple butter to tomato sauce.
Marinara sauce, one of my favorites. But up to 120 fly eggs?
Microbiologists say nobody gets sick eating a few fly eggs if they are part of the natural food processing environment and don't exceed FDA minimum levels.
You're never going to get a pure food. That is a totally sanitized food system.
Cocoa, possibly 5 milligrams of rat feces.
The federal standards for raw and processed foods are more than 25 years old, and some are based on research from the 19th century. And though nobody has yet been able to grow crops free of bugs, some consumer groups think it's high time to review and strengthen the guidelines.
Frozen spinach. Up to 100 aphids, no extra charge.
One of the problems that you run into here is that the Food and Drug Administration is able to go into a food plant maybe once every 4 years, 5 years.
The FDA says its inspections are good enough and the food processing industry more sanitary than ever. Still, consumer activists say the public wants more regulation, and they point to recent public concern over alar and other chemical additives as proof people want their food free of both man-made and natural contaminants. Mark Mooney, Washington.
Well, maybe this will cheer you up. At least one medical study indicates that money doesn't always buy happiness. In fact, just the opposite may be true. A report in the Journal of the American Medical Association says that instead of providing happiness, money and affluence might even cause depression. A team of Cornell University researchers finds that depression is striking more often in wealthier countries, especially among younger people.
USA Tonight's Health Beat, brought to you by Advil.
When my arthritis pain acts up, even little things are a big effort. But I don't take aspirin anymore. I take Advil. Advil is the brand many doctors recommend for hours of relief from minor arthritis pain. You know, just one Advil is as effective as 2 regular aspirin. And Advil doesn't upset my stomach the way aspirin sometimes can. So now, I don't even have to think about arthritis. Advil, tablets and caplets, advanced medicine for pain.
This is what I wonder. If this is just right, how can that one be just right? I mean, here they have fruit and nuts with all those flakes, and there they have fiber nuggets, huh? So this isn't just a little better, or maybe it's a little worse. It's just right, just like the other one. Hey, they both taste great and they give you all those vitamins, but the thing is they're doing it in different ways. So they may both seem just right, but it's just not physically possible.
Kellogg's Just Right. For the perfect blend of 100% nutrition and great taste, no other cereal is just right.
Of course, I've been wrong before.
Here in Chicago tomorrow, temperatures will be in the 50s near the lake. The 60s inland as blazing record-setting 90s occur out west, much as those record temperatures did today, with 70s into western and southern Illinois, 80s in Iowa, and 90s out in Nebraska. Tomorrow clouding up, high 67.
Cubs power. It's a family theme, a summertime dream. Cubs power. Hey, hey, hey. Gonna watch every play on Channel 9 today. Cubs power. Harry and Steve, you just got to believe that. Cubs power. Hey, hey, hey.
Cubs power on Chicago's very own Channel 9.
Wiegand Builders presents the landings of Oak Forest. Nestled among the forest preserves and spring-fed lakes, these quality constructed homes come with
Constructed homes come with many desired extras as standard features. Vaulted ceilings, masonry fireplaces, full basements, oak cabinetry, and trim. Each home will be personalized to meet your needs. Weekend Builders features the National Good Sense package that can save you up to 30% annually on your energy use. And now Weekend Builders is offering free air conditioning and heat pumps with every home. Priced from just $195.9. Call the Landings of Oak Forest at 535-0101.
Wrong number. Now I'll never get back to sleep.
Nitol will help you get your Z's.
Nitol helps you feel drowsy so you can get your Z's.
Nitol will help you get your Z's.
Meeting your new daughter-in-law. Uh-huh. With dirty dentures? I just soaked them. Soaking's not enough. Denture Cream cleans almost twice as clean as effort into 90 seconds. Twice as clean. Brush with Denture Cream or Minty Denture Gel.
Dominic's is throwing in the towel all over town. Right now, with Dominic's Saver Stamps, you can get first quality 100% cotton bath towels for as little as $1.99 each. So, if you ever thought about throwing in the towel, go ahead. You can get more at Dominic's.
Right now, Dominic's will give you 2 bonus coupons worth 20 Saver Stamps free. Get a big head start on your bath towel savings now at Dominic's.
Ace is the place.
Hey, Gene, can you give me a hand here?
Be right with you, John.
Thanks. Let me tell you, Jean's my favorite helpful hardware person. She knows everything. How to fix stuff, what tools to use, the right kind of paint to buy. Hey, there's nothing she doesn't know.
Now, how can I help you today, John?
I just got a couple jobs.
Well, nothing we can't handle. Let's start with the toggle bolts.
Toggle bolts?
Ace is the place.
She knows just what to do and how to do it. Hey, let me tell you, Ace is a place for me.
This Week in Sports, brought to you by Ace Hardware.
This Week in Sports, a vital part of baseball that you probably won't find in the box score, ballpark cuisine. In Cleveland, Ohio, for instance, they've decided that a favorite mustard simply can't cut the mustard any longer. The renowned Bertman mustard, a staple at Indians games since 1950, is not available there anymore. The reasons? Well, first, a competitor came up with a lower bid. And then secondly, some taste testers said they couldn't tell the difference between those two brands. So some angry fans aside, Municipal Stadium in Cleveland decided the heck with tradition, and taste testers and price considered they should hold the mustard. Bertman's, that is. Speaking of which, would you believe Buy Me Some Sushi and Cracker Jack? That's the tune they might as well be singing at some West Coast ballparks. How did we know that? Deborah St. George reports from San Diego on a sort of un-American ballpark dining fare that is selling like hotcakes.
You know that you're at a ballpark in Southern California when instead of just enjoying popcorn, hot dogs, and Cracker Jack at a game, sushi might just as well be the order of the day.
$3.25. There's soy sauce inside.
The person in charge of serving food to the fans says sushi began as an experiment.
Well, it seemed to be, I think, a little bit more fun than normal. We have a lot of good old baseball food here at the stadium, and it was just something a little different, a little upscale for our sports club.
The sushi sold out in less than an hour on opening day. Each game they've ordered more and still can't keep up with the demand.
Well, I think it's great. You know, I think a lot of people would possibly go somewhere else to get a good meal as opposed to coming and having a hot dog at the stadium or something like that. And I think it offers them a little variety.
Sushi is hopefully an alternative to eating all that fat stuff that we typically have in our diets when you come to a thing like this.
I didn't think it would be popular, but this is Southern California, this is San Diego, and the fans are interesting, they're different, and they're a lot of fun.
But some feel when it comes to baseball games, sushi is just too non-traditional. Baseball, after all, is supposed to be as all-American as mom and apple pie and hot dogs and beer. In fact, one Chicago columnist suggests in California they might as well change the words to Take Me Out to the Ballpark to include the lyrics, buy me some sushi and I'll feel fine. I might wash it down with a glass of white wine. But the fans here say they're just open-minded.
I think it goes with baseball, just like Jack Clark hitting a home run.
And Capello says his next experiment could shock the House even more.
If I were to do anything, it might be, and I hope he's listening in Chicago, maybe frozen quiche on a stick.
In San Diego, I'm Deborah St. George reporting.
Nothing like a little raw fish to root the home team on, huh? Finally tonight, a new twist for you on the erroneous electric bill story, one you've no doubt heard before. But in Seattle, Washington, it was the top county administrator who prides himself on being energy conscious, rides his bike to work, who got an electric bill for $3,182. Well, he didn't panic. He knew there'd been a mistake, and he alerted the electric company, who assured him it would be taken care of. And sure enough, next month, his bill was $2,300 on top of the $3,182. So he had to swallow a little bit of his political pride and call his frequent political rival, the mayor of Seattle, and ask for help. An investigation was launched, and they found a faulty meter was to blame. That accounted for the first bill of $3,182, said a spokesman for the mayor. However, that second bill of $2,300, he said, that's what we charge for complaining. I think he was just joking. That's USA Tonight. I'm Brad Holbrook. Thanks very much for being with us. Have yourself a good weekend. We'll see you back here Monday night. Good night.
USA Tonight, brought to you by Kellogg's Just Right.